I think we'll do camera on because Elfmere. And since everyone knows Elfmere is super exciting, we get to see my super excited face at the same time. Amazing! Okay. I am actually curious what type of style they play. Do they play Priestess, Keeper, Demon, Tavern Hero, Pit Lord? Do they play Tavern Hero, Pit Lord second? Do they all in? There's a lot of variety in Elfmere. So far, looking pretty standard. aWalk's build is a bit interesting because it actually has 2 openings right now, which can be dangerous if Huntresses like run in, I guess. And then Wontu standard build. Little block off here, eventually block off like here and here. And then you can plant the Ancient War here, and you can like have tech in here, archers in here. It's good for a priestess defense. But oh, it is going to be priestess for aWalk, so having a more open base, not as big a deal for him because he's going to be the one with priestess hunts anyways, probably. Yeah, no second Moonwell, should be Huntresses, I believe. Or is he going to go second Moonwell? He might actually be going second Moonwell, and we're going to see an archer push. Let's see. Looks like it's Huntresses. Wontu will be doing the second Moonwell, of course, though. He is going Demon Hunter. He switched his base build up, though. Rather than having this Moonwell like here or here to start setting up for a blocked off base, he put it a little more in the back. Interesting choice. But, you know, he can still get somewhat of a block off anyways. We got a ring +3. Honestly, not terrible. However, priestess hunt armies oftentimes prefer to not even focus the DH if possible, so it's hard to tell just how useful this ring will be. Just depends where the priestess player focuses, because it could be good if the priestess player gets us around on the DH, starts focusing it, and then like the archers just get even more time with the DH being tankier. And it is going to be Huntresses, second Ancient War coming, priestess coming over to harass. Gloves of Haste, not that great, but not the worst. Oh my. Try to get the steal. Oh, good items though for Wontu. Ring plus slippers. And Gloves of Haste, and you know, it's not the worst, but you definitely just prefer to hit harder with claws than to hit faster and drain your mana with Hearing Arrow, I think. Although probably not. It's probably not bad for DPS to have Gloves of Haste on the priestess. You just run out of mana a lot if you're, you know, attacking faster. And Wontu actually putting up a second Ancient War really early. I do think a second Ancient War can be good against priestess play, particularly if he's scouted it. I'm not sure. Oh, he looks like he's trying to maybe scout it now. He might have already scouted the Hunter's Hall and so on. Here you have to just leave the priestess, I believe. It's not really worth, because the priestess can just wake up the creeps and you can't do anything. But aWalk decides to not wake up the creeps, just runs away. However, I still think it's good for aWalk. Getting an extra 50 gold con from Wontu is good. And to be honest, he could have just stayed there and kept running around the fountain and kept making aWalk, or kept making Wontu lose gold. Yeah, we do see level 2 priestess now. Cloak of Shadows also kind of meh, kind of bad. More hunts, tier 1, and Wontu. Actually, no Hunter's Hall. Yeah, there's actually no Hunter's Hall, which is very interesting. I'm not sure if he forgot it. Oh, trying to do a little bit of harass here, but going to potentially lose his TP. Oh, the archer kind of blocking the hunts though. DH will escape. No Staff of Tally or Boots of Speed on the Demon Hunter though, so he needs to be a little bit careful here, unless he's willing to lose his TP. Yeah, it looks like he's just scouting the base, trying to distract the Priestess player. But Priestess player just going to keep creeping. And what do we have here? Still nothing. Going for a Tinker, more archers. But I still do not know exactly what strategy Wontu's going into. No Hunter's Hall, no wins, no, lowers obviously. Just more archers. When in doubt, make more archers, maybe? I think he mana burned. I think he mana burned once, but then he was worried about not getting around it. Also, I don't think it's a huge deal to get the mana burns on the Priestess. Like, see here, the Priestess is using Searing Arrow to creep anyways. And the reason is, like, it just speeds up the creeping, keeps your mana low so that mana burn doesn't matter as much. I totally forgot to add booster. I shall do that now. Whoop. Hopefully it's loading. And we do have some glaives, so it looks like aWalk does want to likely push at some point soon. Booster active. Okay. Tinker is getting some levels though, which is pretty huge. Should likely see a level 2 evasion from Wontu, because you don't need the higher level mana burn against this, but he does go for the mana burn. Not going to be too huge. Honestly, after like 1 mana burn, the Priestess is already going to be empty on mana. But the Tinker being 2.5 already is pretty nice. Obviously level 3 would be even better, but still pretty nice. And we do have 1 damage upgrade for our Yellow Night Elf aWalk. Looking to push in here. And honestly, Wontu's supply isn't that high. He must be going tier 3, right? And adding like Hunter's Hall now? Yeah, he's adding Hunter's Hall and tier 3, which is a lot of gold spent on stuff that's not actually getting anything yet. Tier 3, oh my, and the lore. Oh my god, he's so broke. This is a huge expense. The fact that he just started his tech. Honestly, if you see this push there, you see he saw the Priestess at the shop. He saw the glaives, he saw the wisps. I think he saw the wisps at least, and the glaives. You would generally cancel your tech here. Maybe purchase Nature's Blessing if he doesn't already have it, and just keep producing Ancient of War units. But I don't know, we'll see what he does. Tech is still underway. There is no Nature's Blessing, and only 1 Ancient War even producing something. Wontu's army is a bit small. However, if he gets in proper position and these glaives aren't getting away too much, he can definitely do some good work here, damage wise. aWalk stealing 1 creep here. And yeah, archers. He does have the improved range, and he does have Moonwells nearby, but look how fast these Moonwells are dying. aWalk probably going to pop the protection scroll here, and then just just focus fire, whatever. DH taking a lot of the focus fire so far though, which is good for Wontu, as he does have ring +3 and slippers. Does have 2 full Moonwells basically. Okay, now only half a Moonwell left, and a Moonstone, I believe. Very tense situation here. And now the archers, they're getting kind of blocked by the factory, and the factory can be taken out immediately by the glaives. Good work by aWalk there. Going for a surround on the DH though, probably not the wisest choice, as this gives the archers time to attack. However, aWalk just has quite a lot of supply, in decent position here. Keeps going for the surround. Next factory needs to be huge from the Tinker, or Wontu is going to be in trouble. Now there is tier 3 on the way. I do think it should have been cancelled, but at this point he could get an orb of venom out of it once it finishes, and that could be huge. We do have one dryad out as well, but with 3 glaives, looking quite scary. Huntress is starting to fall. However, if all the hunts are gone and there's still some archers left, it could be good for Wontu. Does have a potion here. No potion on the DH, might have to TP into his own base. Looking to reach the shop. One archer kind of hidden in the back here. But aWalk's army has collapsed, and Wontu does get another heal potion. Shop in a very safe position. Going after those glaives now, and there's no wisps to repair. But there's a lot of damage from this priestess and the hunts. Wontu having to TP out. No bears or rejuve. And the factory going to get taken out instantly as well. Buys another heal potion. Doesn't even have enough for a orb of venom. Should probably sell the pendant. Should definitely sell the pendant, get an orb of venom. But at the same time, there's just no moonwells here for Wontu. And his army is gone. Tinker going to fall. DH is next. Glaives continue to work on the buildings. And aWalk makes this work. I think a little too much invested into like the tier 3 tech without actually getting bears out. He does have adept bears now, but it's only 1 and doesn't have master on the way, as he only has 1 lore. So this bear can't even morph. He does have orb of venom though. DH is putting in work. He can keep getting rejuves and maybe some master bear training. But yeah, he realizes moonwells are down, supply stuck, and aWalk continuing to produce will take the game. Yeah, we'll see what can be done here in game 2. Can Wontu turn this around? Bottom left. Spawn is our red night elf Wontu. Once again going for the altar first. So no tavern hero shenanigans. And aWalk as well, altar first. And going for the safe creep. This can allow quite a few things. Both sides going for the safe creep. So with this creep you can easily let your archer finish the creep if needed, and then come over to harass if the opponent greedily does the gold mine, for instance. It can also give you a permanent item rather than a consumable, which can oftentimes be more beneficial, because the consumable, if you're playing Demon Hunter, you could get Mana Potion, Wand of Mana Stealing, even Roar Scroll, all pretty bad. Invuln is also not too good early on. It'll be good later. You know, they're just not too good early. So I like this route. And with the Priestess, I think this route's pretty good for the Priestess as well, because if the Priestess goes for this, you oftentimes will need 2 wisps repairing, and that's a lot of extra, you know, resources into repair, as well as the creep camp just takes a long time to finish. On top of what am I trying to say? Yeah, that pretty much. Basically, it takes a long time to finish. You lose extra resources, lose wood, harvesting time, etc. Yeah, this camp's pretty easy. You can just come in here, snag the ogre item. Oh, he denied the creep. Oh no. Yeah, You can usually just snag the item and then go over to harass if you like. He is going to finish out the camp with his priestess though. Both sides getting a Gloves of Haste. It's balanced. Night Elf Mirror, Gloves of Haste, balanced. Okay, and Wontu should be starting his tech now. Second Archer on the way as well. And it is going to be double Ancient War hunts once again, so no archers or fancy other shenanigans like tier 2 Mass Dryad Expo type stuff. Priestess comes over to harass. Doesn't actually have that much XP, as he did deny the one level 3 ogre. But either way, he would have still been level 1 anyways, so probably not a huge deal, as long as it doesn't really hinder his level 2 and level 3 timing. And Wontu content with just playing passive for now. Definitely could be doing a little more maybe, as he does have a lot of archers and there is no hunts yet for our priestess player, so could definitely pull and creep this a bit. But there are hunts on the way. They will be here in like 10-15 seconds. And then Wontu has to be a little careful. You do not want to lose archers out on the map against hunts. Priestess going into the base, not going to do much damage here. Trying to take out this Hunter's Hall, but Hunter's Hall is pretty tanky. This is a lot of Searing Arrows invested on it. And I don't even think he's going to get it, is he? I mean, I guess he can probably, if he full commits and doesn't switch focus. But he didn't. He hit the DH. Yeah, this Hunter's Hall is coming up. There is hunts here. However, with 5 archers, you can kind of fight 2 hunts for now anyways. And yeah, this Hunter's Hall is up. aWalk not getting a good investment of his mana and Huntress health. One hunt will be draining the wells if the priestess ever needs to heal as well. You know, that's a lot of moon wells that could be going to mana on the priestess, and that's also not ideal. And we do have second Ancient War for Wontu. Interesting position though. Surprised he didn't put it more like here.
A player's forces are under attack.
And maybe walk his other one over as well. Yeah, he does have 6 archers. Cloak of Shadows, not too great. And the priestess going to try to get a little bit of XP here as well. More items. And it does look like it's going to be a push once again. I would say the second Ancient War is the safest play.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think Protector is not always necessary though, because usually you're going to be facing glaives anyways. But the safest play is 2 Ancient Wars in front of your base with a semi block off, and then 1 lore in the back, and then just lots of archers pretty much. Maybe one Dryad for a little bit of slow. But Nature's Blessing can also be good. If you put Nature's Blessing on those Ancient Wars, they can help you tank in the push. The main thing to be worried about is making sure that the Priestess player is actually going for an all-in rather than an expansion. And that's what Wontu is doing right now, kind of scouting this out with his Wisp, I believe. And if there is no expansion, then you know it's, going to be some sort of push. In which case, 2 Ancient Wars. Yeah, I like this. Shop, lore, 2 Ancient Wars. Not necessarily the Protector. Instead of the Protector, I'd rather see Nature's Blessing, because it is an extra 5 armor on these Ancient Wars, which prolongs how quickly the Priestess player can kill them. Yeah, seeing no expo, he knows that it's going to be an all-in at some point. And aWalk going to come. Oh my god, what is this, dude? aWalk with the worst Priestess items ever. Like, Okay, like this is actually garbage. And then, yeah, didn't actually manage to get to the shop either. I think ideally you would sell this, maybe this. You might keep the lightning shield. And then you would jump up to like 60 food right away, as well as get heal scroll plus protection scroll. But aWalk not managing to get to the shop, kind of stuck with a bunch of mediocre items. But we do see him coming in here. However, there is already 2 defensive glaives and a protector. Wontu very prepared. And aWalk going to have some trouble here. Does have 3 glaives, but needs to get them in position to start taking out the ancient wars, the moonwells, the glaives, and his protector's getting caught out. But the panda also getting caught out now. Will get a huge haze fire. Oh, no fire! 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 Where's your fire? Oh, he already used it earlier. Lightning shield on the archer. Going to make it have to get moved over. And these archers dying quickly. Wontu bit mispositioned with his archers all over the place. And aWalk getting a lot of damage done. But this breath of fire damage is huge. The glaives from Wontu also putting in work, taking out the other glaives. aWalk finally focusing those down. However, Priestess also really low, does not have heal scrolls, and the panda is 3. Panda 3 is a carry, dude. Look at these items. Huge mana, healing potion. More archers on the way for Wontu. And yeah, there's nothing here. Mana potion, breath of fire. Breath of fire. Okay, there we go. Now, protector down. Priestess has to run. And what do you do here? Yeah, Wontu definitely not in the best position at the start of that fight with his archers everywhere, but as you can see, with a couple defensive glaives and with a panda, you know, we can do some pretty good damage. And aWalk trying to go for the cheeky little expo play now, but Wontu has already scouted it. And so yeah, Wontu doing the right thing though. After you hold off this push, you tech tier 3, and that's what he's doing. He still has a defensive glaive, defensive protector, no nature's blessing, but you know, he's teching tier 3, and now he'll just go into bears. You do want to put up a second lore. You can maybe move your ancient wars around to potentially creep more, or even move them to attack the opponent's expo. Oh, and aWalk, oh my god, he got trapped. Has to use an invuln just to get out. And Wontu trying to block him. Oh no. Archer's taking quite a bit of damage. But this breath of fire pretty huge. Forces the heal scroll instantly. But Wontu being a little too over aggressive here. This is not what you want. Does he have a staff? He does have a staff. Panda will be saved. Quite a bit of damage on these hunts as well, but his archers also took a lot of damage. However, he does have bears on the way. He does have adept already. Still would like to see a second lore at some point. However, bear plus archer is also not terrible. But eventually you do want second lore. And I guess he is a little low on wood wisps. So after he puts up a second lore, he would have wood trouble. Maybe that's why he hasn't done it. Because it would put him down to like 170 wood, and then 150 more would be taken from master training, and then he'd be at 20 wood. Like, he can't do anything with that, right? So maybe keeping on one lore for now isn't too bad, but he should make more wisps and a lore at some point. I want to trying to get something done here. Looks like he's going to try to creep, but will immediately have to back off, possibly even TP. Huntresses are quite fast compared to archers, but breath of fire could come out. That will be some decent return damage if Wontu wants to put that return damage. Wontu wants to get it. Right? Get it. That's funny. Okay. How can you play? This season's already just about over, but I know Wontu in particular wants to make sure we have a second season, and we do have a small bit of the prize pool dedicated to a second season as well. So we should be able to announce that at some point. Otherwise, you can, yeah, check the Discord out, keep up to date if you want. Oh, no roar coming out. There is a lot of mana on these bears though. And we have Orb of Venom, but it's on the Panda. But this Haze Fire going to be huge. And DH has Cloak of Shadows. Cloak of Shadows coming in clutch. That surround not amounting to anything. Orb passed over to the DH immediately as well. And Wontu's army extremely scary. aWalk not likely to be able to hold this. Does have a protector here. But Panda Breath of Fire will kill any repair wisps instantly. If there's a few too many wisps here, and oh, he's just gonna get burned. Burn him. Where's the fire? Okay, we do see the haze, mana potion, fire, everything's burning. Okay, DH going to work with that Orb of Venom. Glaive's actually just on the tree for now, which isn't necessarily bad, but could definitely be helping on these hunts while there are hunts on the field. Rejuve going to work wonders here. Rejuve on that DH, no wisp nearby to cancel it immediately. And this DH suddenly full health again. Priestess trying to do what he can, or what he can, yes. But still has just heal items, no damage items, no TP. aWalk calls the GG. Oh, wait, before this game ends. Boom. I forgot to update the score. aWalk is up 1-0. XD. I always forget to update it on booster. Feels bad, man. But now it is 1-1, so I can update it again. Yeah, we have our game 3 tied up 1-1. And aWalk once again going standard build, and Wontu once again going standard build. Question is, do we see the Priestess hunts once again from aWalk? Do we see the Demon Hunter archers once again from Wontu? Or will one of them change it up? I think it's most likely that Wontu would play the same, but aWalk might very well change it up. Sometimes after you lose with Priestess, you want to try doing DH Mirror instead, or Priestess Archers. So let's see if he changes it up here. So far, so standard though. Our Red Knight off top right is Wontu, and he is going a Demon Hunter, as you would expect. And at the bottom left, our Yellow Knight off aWalk going Priestess. Oh, it is the Demon Hunter. So I was right that he is the more likely to change up his strategy, and he does in fact go for the DH Mirror now. Not as confident in his Priestess after losing the last game, or maybe just doesn't like it on this map. This map is definitely quite narrow, which does not allow for Huntresses to get huge surface area in these choke points. So I don't hate playing Demon Hunter here. Yeah, both sides just going to creeping. Both sides adding a second Moonwell. Not going to see any DH Huntress play. That would have been a tricky play by aWalk. Go DH, but play Demon Hunter Hunts as a surprise play. Could have definitely fooled Wontu potentially. But he is just going archers as it appears with a second Moonwell. Should see him queue up another Wisp at some point. Not doing the shop trick, but his Moonwell has finished now. Wisp underway. This will allow Wontu to tech a bit sooner if he wants. And yeah, we see him teching already. But as you can see, aWalk A little bit slower on the tech, but not that much slower. Not a huge deal. So far, same creep route. Ring of Protection for Wontu. Claws for aWalk. Claws generally better in the early game, but both items are definitely good for Demon Hunter play. Claws are just better in the early game because it speeds up your creeping, which puts you ahead. You know, if you're creeping faster, obviously you're ahead, you can get more done, you can snake some of the middle camps quicker, and so on. But they both get a replenishment potion, which might prompt them to creep the gold mine and use some mana burns. Looks like that's what aWalk's going for, but Wontu actually playing a bit more passive here, taking the small green first, and not uprooting the Ancient War for the Merc Camp either, getting 4 archers. Unsure if he'll go for the gold mine next, or what his play is. I'm assuming gold mine. Yeah, he is going to go for the gold mine. Maybe leave this for a second hero. aWalk as well, also not going for the Merc Camp. So just a bit of different order here. aWalk going for the gold mine first, Murlocs second. And they should both get level 3 now. We see better items so far for aWalk. Circlet, Claws, level 3 unlocked. Gauntlets, also not terrible, a bit of extra health. Circlet, Ring, Mantle. I mean, honestly, these items are okay too. You know, Mantle gets to go on Keeper or Naga second. Circlet plus Ring, not bad. Overall, fairly even. Okay, it is fairly even. Ultravision on the way. Both actually making an early shop as well. Maybe want to be safe in case there is some sort of archer push. Or maybe they just want to get their staff early. That's definitely a play. Oh, but aWalk actually just continuing creeping, getting a huge level on his DH. And picks up a Naga second in the center. But Wontu also picking up a second hero. Going for the Pit Lord. Unsure of why he kept his mantle though, if he's going to go for Pit Lord. Yeah, this Pit Lord going to get a lot of XP here. Denies the first Mud Golem. So not that XP, but he will be getting some XP, probably, unless he denies everything. Don't deny everything, please. Okay, he's aware. And good play here, taking out the lures. This is huge. Delaying aWalk's lures is a big deal. aWalk trying to do a creep jack, but Wontu's creeping the Merc Camp safely at the top. I do think the Demon Hunter should have had Staff of Teleportation instead of boots, but not a huge deal. Just means he will have to use his TP here instead, potentially. And he is going to use the TP. Wontu does want to defend. We'll have to cancel 1 lore. Some big damage coming out onto this Pit Lord, but there are Moonwells nearby. Needs to be careful of the archers against that Frost Arrow. Both sides looking to just pick off the ranged units for now. Their ranged units are just getting wiped. It's an archer massacre. But I think this generally favors the Pit Lord if both sides are losing all their archers. Because the Pit Lord scales so much better than the Naga. Pit Lord already 2.5. Oh my god. And the Naga is going to go down. Wontu has a huge lead now. Dryad is on the field as his lore did finish considerably quicker than aWalk's. In a great position here for Wontu. aWalk did save quite a few archers. We see 5 archers and a Shadow Priest. No, 6 archers and a Shadow. Oh my god, he's got so much range. And he didn't even put up an... Oh, he put up a lore here. And stayed tier 2. Oh, I think with this, you go Archer Dryad, maybe a Mud Golem, get a little muddy on the field, and you Protector push. Like, aWalk simply cannot fight late game anymore. His tier 3 is too late. He has no second lore. and the Pit Lord is way too scary late game. So I like this. If he just continues producing and then ideally brings Wisps or a Protector push, I would like this. We'll see what he does though. Does not seem like he's committing to it yet. Maybe he wants to creep one more camp. This big consumable can be huge, especially if he gets a greater healing. He is picking up a scroll of healing. It does look like he wants to push. Might even see him sell TP or even the robe. Because getting the gold for this robe +6 could be another heal scroll, which is probably more value. Or it could be like 2 more towers if he actually towers. He does have a Hunter's Halt, so towering is an option. But Wisps so far just left. There is 1 Wisp here, but 1 tower not going to do too much. And aWalk kind of missing his timing if he does go for a push. He's been sitting at 46 food for a while, and we do see the Ancient Wonders. We see a little Ogre Mauler picked up for a little bit of tank ability. He does have a lot of ranged, but Wontu does have Orb of Venom and 2 bears and a level 3 Pit Lord already with a Hellstone as well. Level 4 DH. This elf army from Wontu, very scary, but look how fast the bears die to that focus fire. 1 bear about to go down, but the archer is kind of getting squished here. 2nd bear starting to go down, but aWalk might have to TP. His DH is dropping low. Oh, does he get the other bear? He gets the other bear. Not terrible to get both the bears, but the problem is the replenishing supplies for Wontu with 2 more bears coming out is much scarier than anything aWalk can produce. Because aWalk is simply just going to have like Dryad archers coming out if anything, or mercs. He does decide to try for a tier 3 play instead, but Wontu in a commanding position with that Orb of Venom already, and tier 3 so far away for aWalk. No staff either. This Naga might be dead to the Dryad, but a little block here. aWalk does save it. Does take a mana burn and an Orb of Venom hit in return though. Has to use a Moonstone. You know you're in a rough position in Elfmere when you're using a Moonstone. And what do we see from Wontu? Looks like he's thinking about potentially being aggressive, but going to just back off. Does not have a TP. However, shouldn't really have to worry about a Zeppelin drop yet. There are no bears for aWalk currently. Just going to keep creeping up. Pit Lord, double circlet. Personally, I prefer circlets on the DH, but I guess every bit of damage can count for a lot on the Pit Lord, as he does have cleave. And Wontu pushing to 45 supply of bears against this pitiful army of Archer Dryad. Oh no. There's no Moonwells. Oh, and he's producing more Dryads as well. He doesn't even have like bears coming. It's just more Dryads. But 1 Dryad getting cut out immediately, and the little base block also not working out too well so far. aWalk getting kind of trapped. However, we see him trying to focus fire at the DH here, but the DH does have invuln. Might be able to pop a rejuve during that invuln as well, and his own Demon Hunter. aWalk's Demon Hunter dropping low. Naga has already been low, and we do see the invuln followed by the rejuve. DH going to get quite a lot of health back during that. And aWalk just with nothing left against this huge mass of bears. They got 1 damage upgrade as well. aWalk calls the GG. Wontu taking the 2-1 after losing that first game as well. So a bit of a comeback there. Closes out strong.